Hi, I'm Jayashree Kurup. I'm editor Magicbricks, and I've got with me Prabhakar Sinha, real estate editor of the Times of India. Today we're talking about, welcome to This Week in Property, and in This Week in Property we're talking about how the ambit of the credit-linked subsidy scheme, the CLSS, has now been expanded to include industrial townships and development authority areas. Prabhakar, big move. People need to understand what this means for the consumer.
Yeah, exactly. What has happened that when this CLSS was announced, it was meant for the municipal township. But particularly in the NCR and in many other area also, there are industrial township like NOIDA development area, Greater Noida development area, or Yamuna development area. And so in the many other areas also, these kind of townships are there. As per the law, as this is not under the municipal township, so CLSS scheme was not able to extend to these areas. So the benefit of purchase of a house in this area was not getting those CLSS benefit, that is interest subsidy.
So Noida and Greater Noida, consumers could not avail of CLSS
so far, they were not availing it. So despite the fact that they were aware of this, not only that, they were allowed,
they were
eligible for this, but they were not getting it.
Yeah.
Now, Government of India had already changed this rule and they had extended it to the industrial township also, way back sometime last year in November, December. But the UP government had also to make certain changes in its act for the industrial township. And that changes now UP government has already made and they have sent it back to the Government of India. Now Government of India is going to notify, has already notified it in a day or two. Either they would have already done it or they were doing it today or tomorrow.
Right.
That is what the Ministry in the Urban Development was telling me, that they will be doing it. If that is done, that means that any purchases of first house by anybody having income up to 18 lakh rupees per annum can avail the benefit. That means the interest subsidies up to rupees 2.30 lakh to 2.67 lakhs, depending on the income bracket from 6 lakh rupees to 18 lakh of rupees. So this will be a great benefit and that is going to help the buyers and drive the market also. So this is a big thing, particularly for this area, and particularly when the number of houses getting constructed or getting sold in this area, in these limits, is very high.
Yeah.
And particularly this is the market where affordable or the first-time home buyers are in big numbers.
Absolutely.
So this is a very big thing for them.
In fact, Prabhakar, our study shows that the number of buyers today, most of them are first-time buyers and they are end users. People who are taking formal finance, people who feel that the markets have actually settled down and they can, since ready-built houses are available, they would like to buy a house and stay in it. And these are areas where livability has also come
improved.
Right? So if you are a buyer in Noida or Greater Noida, this is actually very, very good news for you, that if you have a salary up to 18 lakh, you are able to avail the CLSS benefit for buying in industrial townships of Noida and Greater Noida. Now, let's go to the rest of the NCR.
No, yeah, rest of the NCR is also, but how to avail it?
Yes.
Now, just for that sake, that if you want, with the moment you're going to buy a house, you will apply for a loan. Now, when you are applying for a loan, then you tell the banker that you are eligible for the CLSS scheme. That means you are eligible for the subsidy, and the bank will give you a form. You just fill up that form, and as per the NHB's assertion, they are saying it, they release the loan within 4 days of application they receive. So that's a very big thing.
Yes.
And this will, the 2.67 lakh, that comes up front. And now in many cases, that money is being used also for the purpose of down payment kind of a thing.
Okay.
And so this is a big help for the first time home buyers, particularly those having income, say, of 5 lakh rupees, 6 lakh rupees or 7 lakh of rupees, and buying a house, say, for 20 lakh of rupees or 30,000 to 30 lakh of rupees. Say for 20 lakh of rupees, now the EMI comes out to be something around 16,000 rupees today.
Right.
Now, out of the 16,000 rupees, 2,200 rupees will come from the government. I mean, by that much amount,
that
subsidy will come, and so his EMI will come down. So that means he is getting something around, out of 16,000 rupees, 2,200 rupees per month he will be getting. Right. So this is more than 10%, 15%, around it is 12 to 14%, right, which is quite substantial amount.
Right. Consumers, let me quickly decode this, what this means to you. If you were looking to buy a house in Noida or Greater Noida and industrial townships like this, and in development areas of cities, the banks were not funding you because the CLSS subsidy, that is the credit linked subsidy scheme, was for the municipal areas, and these did not fall in the purview of the municipal area. Now, if you have affordable housing, normally those are not in the municipal areas because the land there is way too expensive and affordable housing is coming on the peripheries. So while you had a lot of affordable housing coming up, you could not avail of the benefit, the subsidy benefit that the government was giving you. Now, what is the credit linked subsidy scheme? We've talked about this many times. In case you haven't understood, if you take a loan from a bank and you are eligible for a subsidy scheme, which means that your salary is between 6 lakh, 9 lakh, 12 lakh and 18 lakh, yeah, you can get a subsidy of 6%.
Yeah, 6.5% if your income is up to 6 lakh of rupees, and up to 4% if your income is up to 9 lakh of rupees, and if your income is up to 12 lakh rupees, and if your income is beyond 12 lakh up to 18 lakh of rupees, you will get the subsidy of 3%.
3%. And this is given by the National Housing Bank to your banker, so that if you've taken a loan, and like Prabhakar said, if you have to pay about 16,000 rupees per month as your EMI, 2,200 rupees per month gets knocked off because of the subsidy that comes into your account. Yeah. And therefore, the government is trying to make it a little more affordable to you. Buying a house becomes a little more affordable. Now, this was happening only in municipal areas where limited supplies of affordable housing were coming. Today, the government has expanded its scope to other areas as well. Also, yeah. Now, Noida and Greater Noida, even though the central government's announcement had come, the state government too needs to make this notification. Only then will you be able to claim
and that they have now applied for, and it is coming very soon.
It is coming very soon. Yeah. And that is the reason we felt that this was a big enough move for you to be able to avail of a lot of benefits under the scheme. Yeah. Prabhakar, let's talk about the rest of the NCR. You have places like Dharuheda, Nimrana, Manesar. Do these also benefit? Did you not get CLSS benefit earlier when you were buying in these areas?
I believe the Nimrana was not getting it, but now they will get. They will also get it. Now, wherever the authority is to develop the land under the industrial development area and the residential purposes in the industrial development area, there it was not available earlier. Now it will be available for that area also. But where you can buy land directly from the other owners and you are developing it, and it is coming under the municipal area, and you are getting all the sanctions from the municipality, then it was available. It was available earlier also. That was not required any amendment in the law for that purpose. But for the area in the industrial development area, now this was required, and the government has done it. Because basically, now look here, the government is very, very interested in giving this kind of subsidies to most of the buyers so that they can achieve housing for all by 2022. So they are driving it very earnestly. And only thing is this, that here the buyers are not aware of it, first of all. And in many cases, I have found that banks are not driving this entire movement very eagerly or very earnestly. So that is the one problem. So, but ultimately it is the buyers who are to get the benefits. So they should ask for this benefit from the banks, and banks are supposed to give it. Now, if banks are not giving it, then they can go to the superiors, they can ask to the developers. Developers have also been asked by the authority or the government that they should also work with the banks so that this benefit could be given to the buyers. And the developers are also finding it very very interesting or the very helpful in selling their projects.
Absolutely.
So they are also driving it.
This benefit we have found is actually helping developers to sell projects which are in completion stages.
Yeah.
And today that is the demand, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. There is another angle to this. We have the Delhi-Mumbai industrial corridor coming. We have a large number of industrial townships being planned. The government is pushing Make in India. In the light of all this, do you see a lot of industrial areas being developed?
Yeah, under the act, it is getting developed, and it will be the plant township where the land will be acquired by the authority, and then they will develop it, and then they will sell it to the developer, and developer will build the individual housings and will sell it. And earlier, in many of the area, this was available, but particularly in the industrial township, the government was finding it that it was not coming through. So now they have come out with this kind of an amendment, which will make available these guys also able to avail this benefit, which is a very big benefit. Yes. But only thing is this, that still only say 100,000 people, or the numbers are not increasing, and NHB or the authorities are very keen to drive this entire thing. But if you ask me, then I'll say that still banks are not very forthcoming, and there's a problem with the bank. Very few banks like HDFC or some of these kind of banks, they are really driving it. But the other PSU banks and all those banks are not very keen.
What is the reason for this?
Because now look, there is some kind of inertia, and what I have found that in many cases they will try to say no in most of the cases, because they say that they'll have to maintain, and particularly here the banks basically has to accept the applicant's statement that it is his first house. Now the many banker told me that, boss, how to certify this? It's very difficult to certify that this is his first house. And now tomorrow, suppose there will be any problem, then they might land into some kind of a problem. So they are saying it that because of this, what I have found that though they don't come on record, but they say that they would like to discourage people from taking it.
Hasn't the government shifted the onus onto the person who's availing of the loan?
Exactly.
By making it mandatory that you have to file an affidavit?
Yeah, affidavit, and you get the avail to avail this.
Suppose the person availed of the loan and had a house, let's assume somewhere else, the responsibility is of the person and not the bank, right?
Exactly.
The bank is not mandated to check.
Bank is not mandated to check it, but still there is some kind of a apprehension that, okay, they might get caught or there could be some problem in future, and so they are reticent. They are not very forthcoming in giving this kind of.
What about housing finance companies?
Housing finance companies, some of them are doing it, but in one housing finance company, very senior person who's my very good friend, and he was telling me that he doesn't sell this kind of a product. He says that, boss, we are not driving it. And because the two reasons here is, one reason is that many of the houses, they say that the borrowers say in the unauthorized area or the area which is not very clean, kind of a, where the titles are not very clean. They are saying that we still give them the loan, but under this entire program, they don't get covered. So
actually,
they don't
that is the problem in the Indian market today. What's on the ground, a lot of it is not fully legal. There has been overbuilding. There have been violations of the approvals that you have got. And therefore, for the banker, that means that you're taking a risk when you're lending it to these units.
And unfortunately, they are the most deserving people.
They are the most, most deserving. And
they are poor guys who are buying house for 3 lakh rupees, 6 lakh rupees. Recently, I know one gentleman, he bought a house for around 10 lakh of rupees in Delhi, in an unauthorized colony, and he could not avail it.
Right.
Despite the fact that he was getting the loan, but he was not getting the CLSS.
And mind you, those areas are near their workplaces. They are comfortable to live in. Yeah. It's just that there is no...
It's regularized. It's unauthorized. It's not a plant development, but otherwise it's a regularized colony. Right. And nobody is going to break it. But still it is not available. And the banks are not giving it. Banks are saying that no, we will not give
So
you.
somewhere between the law and the reality on the ground,
Still there are a lot of gap.
Big gap.
Big gap. And particularly those, I mean, this entire thing is meant for them.
Right.
Government is trying to reach out to the poor people to give to this.
Yes.
But the system is as such that still it is not going to them.
Right. Let's take some of the queries that have started coming. We've got Mohit from Delhi who says, how will this push the real estate market of Noida and Greater Noida where prices are not increasing? This has nothing to do with prices, I think.
This is for the end users.
This is for the end users. And remember that we are not talking to investors right now. Neither is the government. Today, the government wants that every Indian family should have a pakka house to stay in. If your house is decrepit, you're getting loans to renovate it.
Yeah.
If you have the land, you're getting loans to build a house on it. If you have a salary, you're getting loans from the government, from the banks, so that you can buy a house which is being built by the private sector. Even that, if you're not able to own because you can't afford so much of a EMI, the government is saying this is the amount we can subsidize for you if you are within the 18 lakh per annum income bracket. Prabhakar, one issue is, suppose you don't have a salary statement. Are loans difficult to get?
If you don't have a salary statement, but still if you are filing your 16A, I mean, if you are depositing your rank or you are
filing your
return, in that case, on the basis of your income return, the bank can give you the loan. I mean, this is applied to all those small businesses or like the pawn shop, informal sector.
Yes.
If they are filing returns, then they can get loan. But if they are not filing return and still they have a huge income, and that is why this unaccounted money economy or the black economy is going on, because a lot of these small shop owners, they do have money. They have an income, say, of 100,000 rupees or 200,000 rupees per month kind of a thing. But they can't apply for a loan
because they have not declared their income and filed returns.
Yeah.
So consumers, if you are serious about taking a loan and a subsidy from the government, please remember that whatever your income is, make full use of it. File your returns, declare that income, so that you will be able to avail of the subsidies that the government is giving you. And now about the prices going up. We don't believe that prices on the ground will go up in at least the next 12 to 18 months, because there is a lot of supply coming up, especially the markets that you've talked about, Noida and Greater Noida. A lot of supply is coming through to completion. So for end users who want to buy and stay in it, it's a good market to look for properties, because you have a lot of choices. Will the prices start going up? No, I don't think the prices are going to go up. The stock is going to go up. And that is what makes it a good market for the end users.
Yeah. Now, for this CLSS scheme, I will like to flag one more issue today. Now, what is happening that suppose you are buying a house and the developer is giving you a scheme that I'll pay you the interest subsidy. The developer is saying that, okay, you don't pay EMI, or the developer will pay your EMI, say, for first 3 years. No. Now, so you are buying a house, taking the loan, giving him the loan amount, but you are not paying the EMI, developer is paying the EMI. Under the CLSS, these guys are not allowed or not getting this benefit. This is a very unfortunate thing. Now, what happens that the government is saying, I mean, banks are saying, not the government. The government is
quiet on this.
Not quite. The ministry is saying that they should be getting it.
Yeah.
But NHB is saying that law is not very clear, and so we will not give. Okay.
So if you buy a house from a developer who says he's going to pick up your EMIs till completion, till possession, then you cannot avail of the CLSS.
Banks are not giving. I mean, you should be getting, because it's not his fault. Now the problem is this, that now the first 3 years, suppose he's giving it, but this benefit is for the entire period, number one.
Can he avail of can he apply for CLSS when he gets possession? If somebody buys it,
no.
When he gets possession of the house, can he avail of the CLSS loan?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. These are some gray areas which the government needs to tackle. We are in touch with the governments. We are talking to the various authorities to figure out how you can get the
they
best
should
loans.
plan it in such a way that this benefit should not go to the builder. Builder should pay the entire EMI, and the benefit still should go to the buyers. So that the buyers are benefited, because government intention or government is giving it to the buyer, not because of this kind of a facility the builder is giving, and builder is giving because of the market things.
Right.
But the government is giving to promote this scheme, and buyer is not getting that benefit. So that is not very,
that's not
fair.
Right. Yeah,
it's not fair.
There is Bikash Singh who says Delhi is a good idea to go for a subvention scheme for buying affordable house. I have noticed that prices are higher if you choose subvention plan.
Exactly. Prices are higher
if you choose a subvention plan. Is it?
No, it depends. No, that what is your calculation and how you are doing it. Now, suppose if when you are buying a house and you bargain hard and you fix the price, okay, and you are getting certain price, and after that, say, developer is saying that, okay, you pay just 100,000 rupees or 500,000 rupees, and rest of the EMI they will pay for 3 years. So that means 3 years you are not paying anything.
Right.
Now, in 3 years' time, he will pay a substantial amount of interest on that money. So that is your benefit.
Yes.
And that will reduce your liability, total liability on the house.
For those of you who don't know what the subvention plan is, a developer, especially in weak markets like today, the developer wants to move stock. The stock is coming to completion. The developer wants to move stock. So he offers a plan to you where he says, give 10%, 20%, whatever of the total amount. If you put that down, the rest of it, the developer will pay the EMI
for a certain period of time till completion, or say they are saying that 3 years, 5 years. Only thing is this, that you check the price point. Now, because they are giving you certain benefit, the subvention benefit, just because of that, you should not pay the higher amount.
Yes.
You check it that whether the prices at which they are selling it is the market related price, and this is the fair price. Only after that you do it. It's all depends on the mathematics and a bit of the bargaining. And if you will find that, okay, after getting the price, market related price, you are getting that subvention scheme, this is very good.
Right. And what Prabhakar is actually saying is do your own math. You have to put it on an Excel sheet. You have to check out if you were taking it without subvention, what are you getting? What is the locality pricing? And if you're taking it with subvention, what are you getting? Now also compute, if you took a CLSS directly from the government, the 2,200 rupees benefit that you get monthly in your EMIs, is that offsetting what you are not taking from the developer? All these calculations have to be done by you before you decide what to take.
But what we are saying is that government should not have any problem when the developer is giving some benefit to the buyer.
Absolutely.
So they still give them the benefit.
Yeah, and we are actually batting for the consumer. We feel that the consumer should
get both the benefits.
There's Dharmesh from Greater Noida who says, how can we choose the construction linked plan as booking amount is less, but later on it keeps increasing?
No, look, in this kind of a cases, first of all, you should calculate the real value of the cost of buying the house, cost of taking possession of the house. Now, whatever amount you are paying today and whatever amount you are paying after 5 years. Now, and you calculate it that what is the total amount paying it. Now look, lot many things are involved. It's not that so simple. Now, one thing that after 5 years, when you are taking this kind of a plan and you are finding that the cost is still the same, it's a very good plan. You are saying that, okay, cost is increasing, say, by 10% amount. Now you are paying after 5 years. Now the interest itself on that amount for 5 years would have gone up to at least 30-40%, and you are paying only 10% higher. So still you are benefited. Other thing is this, that after 5 years your income also will go up. So that will become much easier to pay you at that time at that kind of a price. So you plan it out. But say after 5 years you are going to retire, you won't have any money at that time, so you should not go for that, you should pay it right now. But if you are thinking that no, you are going to get some very lump sum income, say after 3 years, then you should go for that kind of a plan. So it depends on the individual, but only thing is this, that you will have to calculate the net present value, NPV, whatever you are paying in various schemes, and how much you are paying, like with the subvention, without subvention, total cash down. In all these schemes, how much you are getting, what is your NPV, net present value of that entire amount that you are paying. Calculate that and compare that.
Yeah.
Then you go with that.
And if in case you, there are a lot of experts who help you assess this. Sometimes the brokers also help you assess this.
Yeah.
But please make sure that you do your assessments. If you have, if you still have problems, write to us on magicbricks.com/forum, and if we will be happy to get the experts to help you.
Yeah, various kind of a scheme, whatever they are getting. Now they should inform us. We can calculate for them, and we can tell them that okay, this is the you should go with this kind of a plan.
Yes, we can do that. And Naresh from NOIDA says, for under construction affordable houses, completion time is still very long. It is between 2 to 3 years. How can mid-income buyer wait that much? That is where the developer is saying that till pay me a small amount and I will pay your interest. I'll pay your EMIs till the possession is done. When the possession is done and when you go in, remember that the first 2 or 3 years when you're waiting, if the developer is paying it, a large part of your interest gets paid, and because the interest component of the early EMIs is much higher than the principal amount. So you are left with a smaller principal to pay, and also remember that if the interest rate subsidy comes into you, the CLSS subsidy comes into you, then also you pay 2,200 less. The government of India is saying that we can't take the entire loan, but we can subsidize what you have to pay, and therefore either if you can't wait for that long, go for completed projects. There are large number of completed projects in the market. If you can't find what you want, then the government says
exactly. I mean, it is as per your suitability. No,
yeah.
Now many people I know, they are not here right now. Say they are working in Bangalore or Bombay. They are saying that they are about to come here after 2 years or 3 years. They say that, but today prices are very low, so they would like to buy it, but they would like to buy such a project where the completion will happen after 3 years or 2 years, and because when you are buying into a under construction apartment, prices are low. Yeah. So you will get, first of all, that benefit. Another benefit.
You can also choose the unit that you want.
Exactly. That is the best part. Yeah. Whatever the best unit is available. And if you are buying today, ready to move in a flat. Now look, I'm not suggesting to anybody to buy the ready to under construction flat. But if you are going to buy it, the another benefit will be that you are not going to pay the maintenance charge.
Yes.
And now today maintenance charge is also quite substantial amount.
So if you don't intend to use it for the next 2 years and you get a completed project, remember that the maintenance outflow is an outflow, so that you will have to pay not only the AMI but also the maintenance
charge. You'll have to pay for that. Yeah. And so you go, but only thing is this, that make sure that you are buying into a good project, developer is good, whatever he has promised, he is going to deliver, and you will get the delivery of that house at that time.
Absolutely.
This is nobody can promise in this market.
Yes, and remember that RERA is now forcing the developers to build on time.
Yeah.
So into the future, we see that the markets will be cleaned up. But as of now, the projects that were under construction, there are n number of problems. Yeah. And today, even with all the promises that RERA has,
it's a risk and reward.
There is a risk and reward involved here. There is Mihir Rawat from Greater Noida who says, can I avail this benefit where RERA number is not obtained? There are projects where RERA number is not there. So will banks approve home loans for such projects? Without a RERA number, please do not buy a house.
Yeah, first of all. Now, whether the bank is approving it or not, that is the bank's problem. But if you will get the bank loan, you will get the benefit also, CLSS benefit also. So it is linked with the bank loan. Now, whether RERA number is there or not there, that is not important for getting CLSS. For getting CLSS, the only criteria is that you must avail loan against that property.
And will you get a loan against a project without a RERA number? I have my doubts.
Yeah.
I think that the government and the banks are very serious about not giving loans to those projects which are not registered under the RERA authority.
Exactly.
It is mandatory. You have to register any ongoing project under RERA. So please do not buy those projects which are not under RERA.
Yeah.
There is Jitendra Kumar who says, what documents do I need to submit to apply for CLSS?
Now, first of all, he'll have to give an undertaking that it is his first house.
Yes.
Then after his income proof, that whatever his income is there, whether it is under 6 lakh or it is under 12 lakh or it is under 18 lakh, because the subsidy will come accordingly.
According to your salary limit.
According to salary limit. And then after all the documents like Aadhaar and all those kind of stuff, the normal stuff, you'll have to pay. It's not very difficult. Its documentation is very simple. Mainly your income proof and your identity proof, and plus your loan document that the banks will certainly give to the CLSS authority, and you'll get this.
And he has gone on to say, can you give me the name of NOIDA builders who can give me CLSS benefit? Jitendra, whatever projects that you identify, the CLSS benefit is not for certain projects. CLSS benefit is for you as an individual and the loan amount that you can avail of. What is your salary structure?
Exactly.
If you have within 6.5 lakh, within 6 lakh, you get a 6.5% subsidy limit. If your salary is up to 9 lakh, you get a 4% benefit. If you have a salary of up to 18 lakh, you get a benefit of 3%. So each of these, and even if you have a 3% benefit, spread over a period of time, your loan amount, EMI
now
comes
3%
down.
subsidy is on loan up to 12 lakh of rupees. 4% subsidy is on loan up to 9 lakh of rupees, and 6.5% subsidy is on loan up to 6 lakh of rupees. So the total subsidies, when it comes up to 6.5% up to 6 lakh rupees, comes out to be around 2.69 lakh rupees, and the other two comes 2.35 and 2.30 lakhs rupees.
So suppose you bought a house, Prabhakar, then this is something that people have a doubt about. You bought a house not within 6 lakh, but your house was, you spent 15 lakh buying the house. The government says that the first 6 lakh is where you get the subsidy.
Exactly. Still you will get the subsidy. And you should not worry about that. You just think, you apply it and your loan amount will be reduced by
2,200 to 2,700 rupees.
Your EMI will be reduced by that much.
And you don't have to worry whether on how much it was given. The subsidy amount works out to 2,200 to 2,700 per month.
Yeah, EMI. So you just apply for that and you are going to get this.
Okay. Komal Sharma says, is this announcement made only for Noida and Greater Noida?
Look, this, first of all, try to understand, the CLSS scheme was universal. It is for everybody. Later on, it was found that for industrial township, it is not getting applied to. So the government has now changed the rules so that the industrial township is also included into this. So now all the people, all the township, all the houses which is approved by an authority, and the municipality or an authority will get this benefit. So whether it is in Noida, Greater Noida, Yamuna, Ghaziabad, Gurgaon, everywhere you will get this benefit, provided this is a municipality authority or an authority approves your project and gives you a completion certificate.
Right. There is Deepak Singh who says, I want to apply for a home loan under CLSS for my maid. She has an income of 1.5 lakh per year approximately. How can she show her salary statement?
First of all, she must get the loan. Now with this kind of an income, will she be able to get a loan? That is my first doubt is. Now suppose, but if she could, first of all, this amount she won't be putting in banks. If she's putting in the banks, this kind of amount, 150,000 or to whatever amount. Now, if the bank is ready to give loan on the basis of that, say whatever amount, so on that amount, she will get the subsidy under
So
CLSS.
what you have to check is, with this kind of income, first of all, is it documented in her, does it get reflected in her bank account? Does the bank account show that she has this much income? The second thing is, with this income, she needs to file a return. Everybody needs to file a return so that you can become eligible for loan.
Or at least the bank statement should be there so that she should get a loan.
And finally, go to the bank and figure out, will the bank give you a loan to buy that house?
If the bank will give the loan, she will get the CLSS.
She can avail of CLSS.
But certainly not that she will also get the CLSS of 2.70 lakh. Suppose if the loan is say 2 lakh of rupees or 3 lakh of rupees, then on 3 lakh of rupees at the 6.5% subsidies, whatever the amount comes out, that much will be her subsidy, and her loan amount or the EMI will come down by that much amount.
Right. How is this scheme different from PMAY CLSS scheme? What has changed?
No, same thing.
It is exactly the same.
Same thing.
There were some areas where this was not applicable, especially industrial townships, and the banks were not giving the CLSS benefit, and now they are also eligible for it.
Yeah.
Mukesh Singh says, can you tell us where these industrial townships located in Noida and Greater Noida, where I can buy and
The
get
entire Noida and Greater Noida is
Noida
industrial
and
township.
Greater Noida were built as industrial townships, and therefore the benefits of CLSS was not coming because it was not under a municipal authority. It was under a
It is called New Okhla Industrial Development Area.
Right. And therefore, anywhere in Noida, this
was not applied.
This will apply. Now, Jitendra Kumar is back with us. He says, I live in Noida. My salary is 2.5 lakh per year. What benefit can I get under PMAY?
Now, if he buys a house, now 250,000 rupees, that means this comes out to be around 20,000 rupees per month.
Yeah.
Now, if he is buying a house, whatever amount, now he should apply for a home loan. Now, on the basis of the home loan, if he is applying for a home loan, say of 6 lakh of rupees, his EMI today will be something around 4,700 rupees or 4,800 rupees per month. Now, if he will avail this EMI, this CLSS benefit, his home loan will come down from 4,800 rupees to around 2,600 rupees. So this much benefit he will get. But only thing is this, for that he will have to buy a house, number one, and he should take a home loan from a bank, and he should apply for a CLSS.
Absolutely.
He'll get the benefit.
There is Akhil Kumar from Gurgaon who says, how is residential township different from industrial township? What is the difference?
Industrial residential township, like Noida or the Greater Noida, these are the industrial, here the residences are meant for the industrial township. So this comes under the industrial township. And whereas the other area like the Gurgaon, it's the municipality. So it is developed under the municipality, and the municipality gives you all the permission and they gives you everything. So that comes under the normal township, normal town.
Right. Naresh from Noida asked for under construction affordable houses. I think we've addressed this question. Amitabh Singh of Gurgaon says these affordable housing projects are being constructed on very small space where open space and green area may not be there. Only high-rise construction is being done. Is it a good idea from the safety perspective? Amitabh, high-rise has these days when high-rise developments are approved, one of the things that they have to be approved for is the structural safety, and the National Building Code in fact has added a separate section on structural safety as well as all other safeties, fire safety, evacuation and so on, so that if the house conforms to whatever the norms are, it is a safe project, and high-rise is not necessarily unsafe. The other issue that you're raising is that the private space is small, so should you not get a little more public space?
It's not correct.
That doesn't happen.
It's not correct. Basically, now, whenever a high-rise is constructed, it is constructed with a certain FSI that you can build certain times of the area available, and certain area must be left open area, the green area. Now, if you are living in a say, single flat kind of a development, the old townships.
Yeah.
Now there was hardly any space left for your kids.
Yeah.
The kids can't go outside your house because it is just on the road. There is hardly, particularly I'm talking about 100 square meter or 60 square meter flats. I'm not talking about 1 acre kind of condominium, the villas. So for the small villa, there hardly any open space available. But in a condominium, now suppose say a 3-acre condominium. So the area used for the construction is hardly 1 acre or 1.25 acre. The rest area is open area, green area, where there will be a ground, there will be a children playing space, there will be some swimming pool. So all those facilities will be there. Now, even if it is say for the under the CLSS scheme or affordable housing scheme, the swimming pool might not be there, but still they'll have to maintain the open area.
You'll get your open spaces because they have to meet the FSI norms.
FSI norms. And then it will be a gated community. There will be a security guard. There will be a safety for your children. They can play around inside the campus. So this is particularly in today's township, the city life, that is the better lifestyle rather than living into a small houses in an open area where there is no security, nothing, particularly as the safety of security has become a big issue today.
Absolutely. Prabhakar, this seems to be a big issue with a lot of people. The question is being repeated. Praveen Kumar of Delhi says, I am a shopkeeper and want to buy an affordable house and avail CLSS benefit. I do not have a salary slip. How can I go ahead? Prabhakar, just explain to you. Maybe we should explain it once more.
Now, first of all, he must have a bank account. And he should try to maintain with the bank account whatever the sales and the profit and whatever it is coming. Then at the end of the year, he must file a tax return to show to it that what is his cash flow, how much money he is getting every year, how much money he is spending, particularly in maintaining the shops or his own lifestyle, and how much money he is saving. And this entire thing he must file as a tax return. Now, if he's filing a tax return and showing his income, say annual income of 4 lakh of rupees or 5 lakh of rupees or 6 lakh of rupees, on the basis of that, bank will give you loan. Now, if he will get the loan, then he can avail the CLSS benefit also. But first of all, for that sake, you will have to file a tax return, and to file a tax return, you will have to produce a financial statement. That financial statement means that your entire inflow
should be in the bank, so that your bank statement becomes your financial statement.
And you submit that with your tax return, and you will be able to get the loan. And only after getting the loan, you will be able to get the CLSS benefits. So you will have to make your entire, and don't worry that you will have to pay huge tax. Now, if you are a small shopkeeper, still, income up to 5 lakh of rupees or 6 lakh of rupees today for a businessman is almost tax-free. So you declare your income, and you may have to pay, say, 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees your income tax, and your entire income will become, open and white, and you can avail home loan at a much cheaper rate to buy a house. So you should do that.
Right. There's Deepak Singh who says, we see that HFCs give loans in unauthorized colonies as well on high interest rates. Will they also pass on CLSS benefit?
No. Now, if it is unauthorized colony, and if there is no authority from where you need permission to buy a house, or you have to get your map approved, or you have to get the completion certificate, then you will not get this benefit.
Right.
It needs to have an authorized authority to approve your entire construction, and to prove it that your construction is completed. You have done either the construction, or you have bought a house, and the house is existing. Now, unauthorized colony, you can live, you can avail everything, because the bankers can go and check it physically. But here in the CLSS, everything need to have the paper trail, paper proof. And this is fortunate or unfortunate, this is how it is today.
Is the government also building houses for EWS? How can we benefit?
Now, this is basically right now in the rural or not in the tier 1 city, tier 2, tier 3 cities, government is constructing some houses, but this is right now only for the below poverty line BPL people, and for them
for
they
identified
are given,
beneficiaries.
yeah, identified beneficiary. So not that, I mean, anybody can go having income say of 5 lakh rupees or 6 lakh of rupees. They are not poor people. They can fend for themselves, and they can pay with the EMI, and they should buy their house their own. Government will give them subsidies. Government will help them. But the poor guys, now look, here you are getting benefit of 2.69 lakhs, 2.70 lakhs rupees. Now a poor guy, now if government must be giving them also that much amount, at least 2.70 lakhs, because he is also citizen of India.
Right.
Now government is saying that I can't give them 2.70 lakh because that amount might get fitted away. So government is trying to build the house for the same kind of amount and give it to them, so that they should, because it is not that the government is giving them some special benefit. It is the same benefit that the government is giving to a well-off people also, because 6 lakh rupees income means 50,000 rupees per month kind of a salary. That means it's a very good income in India.
And the government is saying it's not only the BPL families that have to be serviced, it is also the lower and middle classes that have
They
to
are
be
also giving. But that is why the lower class people, but the problem here is that one has to get the loan to get that benefit. Now the problem is this, that the BPL people can't get the loan because they don't have any income.
Yeah.
But still they deserve this benefit. It doesn't mean that they don't deserve that benefit. Right. So the government is trying to give them directly, and they are developing certain methodology so that it could be given to them.
In fact, most of the subsidies, the government now is saying that subsidies routed through some other organization does not seem to reach the beneficiaries, and therefore, all of you need to have a bank account. The digital movement that the government has pushed over the last 2 years is to make sure that everybody has a bank account and subsidies can be delivered directly into your bank account. There is no intermediary there. The bank gives it directly to your account.
Yeah, the biggest problem is this, that how to deliver those subsidies or the benefits to the people.
And Amrish Kumar of Delhi says, how can you apply for CLSS benefit offline? There are many people who do not know how to apply online, and what should they do?
It's not required online. It's a form.
There is a form.
It's a form available. And now all the builders do keep it also. Now when you are buying a house, you get that form, fill that form and submit it to the bank from where you are taking the loan. And the rest the bankers will do.
There is Lokesh Singh of Gurgaon who asks, what do we make out of household income? Is it the income of one person, of all family members, including your kids?
Kids?
Yeah.
Kids should not work.
Maybe he's an older person and his children are also working. Should the entire family's income be counted?
Yeah. If he's trying to get a loan, then he has to prove it that his household income is that much. And the only way to prove it is the bank account. Right. If he's putting the income in the bank annually, then annually with the bank statement, he can prove it that he has this much income. Right. And certainly he should file a return also. Now in the return, he'll have to state all the things, that his income during the year is this much, his expenditure is this much, and his net profit is this much, so that is his net income. On the basis of that only, bank will give him the loan.
So consumers, we started by talking about a benefit that was extended to the industrial areas. Earlier, it was CLSS benefits were given only in the municipal areas, anything that fell under the municipal areas. There was a case made out, especially in really large markets like Noida and Greater Noida, which were industrial townships and where a large amount of housing was available. The government has acceded to the request and has allowed that industrial townships should also be allowed to pass on CLSS benefits, right?
Yeah.
If you're buying in an industrial
township. This scheme is going on for last 1 year almost. This was announced last year, 2017, January. But still people in Noida, Greater Noida were not availing it. Now with this, these guys can also avail this benefit. So whoever is selling, now the number of flats available which can be bought under CLSS or PMAY scheme is large in this area. Yes. But unfortunately, bankers were not able to get this benefit for them because this comes under industrial township and this is not under the municipal township. Now that issue has been resolved.
Yes. And we started by saying that you've raised a large number of issues of unauthorized construction, how to prove that you've got an income where you can avail of the CLSS benefit, how to avail of that CLSS benefit. Keep this momentum going, because we believe that if every Indian has to find a house for himself or herself, there are a large amount of enabling circumstances today, which we believe will allow you to buy that house. But there will be glitches, there will be hiccups, and I think the best thing is that we have a government that is responding to these glitches and the hiccups, and
in a very earnest way. I mean, only way, just to think of it, that you get a loan and you will get this. So talk to your banker, to the nearest banks, and ask them that how will I get a loan. Now, if he will suggest you that, okay, this is the way you can get a loan. Now, many people can get a loan, say he's buying a house. First of all, house is getting mortgaged, but he might not have that kind of income which he can suggest, which can, make him to take that kind of a loan. But you have a gold deposit, which you don't want to sell. You say that, okay, fine, I will hypothecate this gold also, give me the loan, and I'll service this. And if the bank takes it, you just get the loan, and then you will avail the CLSS also.
So ultimately it is, how can you get that loan?
Yeah.
Your effort has to be, how can I get that loan? The CLSS is only a form that you have to fill, which gives you the subsidy directly into your account.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching This Week in Property. We'll be back with you next week again. Thanks, Prabhakar.
Thanks.